And welcome back. Tamiko Cuellar, you as an author, CEO and founder of Pursue Your Purpose, as well as member of the Forbes Coaches Council, will engage the public during a free talk to inspire on the theme Women as Leaders in Entrepreneurship. The public engagement is offered in partnership with the University of Namibia's Business School. And joining me now in studio with the details is Tamiko Cuellar herself, as well as entrepreneur Tresia Aula. Ladies, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you. Lovely having you here. I always love it when women are on this set. We take over. Tamiko, perhaps we can start off with you. What inspired the theme, Women as Leaders in Entrepreneurship?
So women traditionally have been relegated to roles that are typically associated with motherhood and being nurturers, but we're also more than that. We're more than just mothers and people who take care of the home, but we can also be leaders, whether it's in our own businesses or in the workplace as well, because we're so gifted and talented. I just like to see women fulfill their fullest potential, and sometimes that's outside of the home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We can't just be stuck in the kitchen.
Exactly.
And Tresia, good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
You're the founder of Shitula Manufacturing.
Yes.
You're focusing on identifying Namibian products that can be commercialized. Give us a bit more insight.
Well, what I do is I'm currently working on a hair care project at the moment. So what I do is I look at natural Namibian ingredients, especially those that have a lot of potential. I see how feasible these ingredients are to commercialize and then hopefully export them to other countries. But what I look at is I compare the nutritional content and the scientific information of these natural ingredients with other ingredients that have already been researched if the data is not available. So I look at that and I look at what are the necessary conditions that are needed so that we can take these products from where they are, add value to them, and then have a finished product, and then we export this product, especially to alleviate poverty in their more rural areas.
All right.
Yeah.
I like the aspect that you're thinking back home and, you know, how to improve matters, competing with whatever's on the market, of course.
Yes.
All right. Also, 43.3% of young people between the ages of 15 and 34 are currently unemployed. 64,900 graduates, they're seeking employment at the moment. Do you believe that entrepreneurship is sort of the solution and the catalyst to young people empowering themselves and saying, you know what, I'm not going to look for employment, I'm going to create employment?
Exactly. I think it's extremely important. The reason why I actually started Shitula Manufacturing is because after I graduated with my first degree, I struggled to find a job. And this actually propelled me to start my own company. And I think that it's very important for young people, especially people that have just graduated from varsity, to understand that, you know, when we graduate, we shouldn't be looking for employment somewhere else. You know, this is difficult. We should seek to create employment. We should seek to become entrepreneurs. But this is also a little bit tricky because in university, we're not really taught to go out there and start our own businesses. There aren't really modules or subjects that are meant to help us and propel us to just become entrepreneurs. We actually taught to work for somebody else, which is really difficult. And so young people, unfortunately, it's a problem that we have with graduates not getting jobs, and we will want to push them and tell them, listen, you guys, you need to be entrepreneurs. But it's difficult because they don't know where to start. And it's a good thing that we have Tamiko Cuellar here, because she's here to speak about women as leaders in entrepreneurship and to give people information about how they can actually venture out into entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. Passionate young lady, driven. All right, Tamiko, what are some of the points on the agenda? But before we get to that, Tresia mentioned a very important aspect of things. We don't teach young people at university level to go out and sort of create their own products. So what are some of the key missing links? How can we enable, you know, create that enabling environment? Yeah.
I love that question. I actually am a former adjunct professor of entrepreneurship and small business management at a university in the United States. So I think one of the key things is that starting at the educational level, rather than being trained in the classrooms to work for someone else, when there is a gap of employment, then the jobs are just not there. So we need to start training people to think like entrepreneurs, and that starts in the educational system, not just at the university level. I would really like to help in Namibia to implement entrepreneurship programs at the elementary level for the children as young as age 10 and 12. I think that's when it really starts, that the children start thinking about their future and what they want to do. So I think we need to start early grooming the youth for entrepreneurship. So developing curriculums in the schools, and then also having an actual degree program for entrepreneurship at the university level. That is going to be the key to help turn things around with the unemployment problem in Namibia.
All right, let's talk about what's on the agenda, what will form part of the lecture.
So part of the lecture, you know, this is National Women's Month. I believe in celebrating and empowering women. And I came to Namibia for that purpose. I want to talk about what it takes to be a woman leader. What does that look like? And then also talk about, just in the context of being a Namibian woman, I want to also learn the perspective in terms of culturally, what are some of the things that hold women back from being leaders. And so that's what we're going to talk about, those 12 character traits and skill sets that are needed to be empowered women leaders in entrepreneurship.
This is very exciting. I'd like to ask a question before we get to the logistics and when and how we can all get involved. Tresia, as an entrepreneur, do you believe that perhaps the reason some young people do not venture out into the entrepreneurial sector is because of fear of uncertainty? If I go out on my own, there's no Medicaid, there's no pension. What would you say to young people watching right now to just ease that a little bit off and say, you know what, don't be scared, try it?
You know what, I honestly believe that the more uncertainty there is and the higher the risk, then the more worth it is, you know. Really, if you think about all the good things in life, there's always uncertainty. And it's honestly a good thing to do something when you're much younger, when you have less responsibility. So as young people, we really have a chance and an opportunity now to venture into entrepreneurship. So I really just want to encourage young people that, you know, so many things, it's fear that holds us back, you know, and there's so many things that we can be afraid of and so many things that we can be fearful of. But we really just have to take that leap of faith and just step in there and, yeah, start making businesses. Yes.
Like it. Very inspiring. Tamiko, as we wrap up, who's encouraged to attend, and also talk to us about the logistics, when, where, and what time?
Yes, so I'm very excited to be the guest speaker at tonight's event, and it will take place at the University of Namibia at 6 p.m. tonight. And so it's a free event to the public, and we're inviting everyone out. Men are also invited, even though the focus is actually going to be about women leadership in entrepreneurship. But we encourage everyone to come out. I'll let Tresia give the details on the specific location so she can tell people where to come.
Thank you, Tamiko. It's at the UNAM Leisure Center main campus, Pioneers Park, starting at 6 o'clock. It's like Tamiko mentioned, it's a free event. So everybody's welcome. It's advised that people come a little earlier than 6 so that we can register people before the event starts. Okay. But that's where it's going to be, yes.
Ladies, thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's a pleasure. Making me feel like anything is possible this morning. If you are interested and you feel like you could get some inspiration from this, go and find out more. Tamiko Cuellar, I hope I'm getting your name right. She's the CEO and founder of Pursue Your Purpose, as well as Tresia Aula, who's the entrepreneur. 6 o'clock this evening, Pioneers Park, UNAM campus. Go a little early, as you've heard, and go and register and participate and learn a thing or two. Do stay tuned. We'll be back.